Hey y'all, so today we're gonna tie-dye using the Tulip One-Step Tie-Dye Party. So my sister and I decided to tie-dye a bunch of shirts for our kid's birthday party, and we do not know what we were doing. We watched a couple of videos. So if you're a beginner tie-dyer, then this review is going to be perfect for you. So about this dye, these bottles are amazing. I actually have this little funnel. If you have a funnel, I highly suggest it. So what we ended up doing is we were filling the bottles halfway, shaking them, and then filling them the rest of the way just to make sure we incorporate all the dye. But it never said you really had to do it this way. I also love that the newer edition has the color lids and not just the color caps, because we did have a mishap where we switched up a couple of the pinks with the color caps. So the fact that now the lid is the exact color is amazing. So here we're just putting them in water and wringing them out just so that they're wet before you apply the tie-dye. Then it was time to get the shirts ready for tie-dye. So I love that this kit comes with rubber bands, gloves, and a table cover. It's basically everything you need. You don't have to think of anything in order to do this. So we decided to do this on baking racks. That way the dye didn't puddle underneath the shirt when it ran off. So application with the bottles was super easy. I think when I was a kid, we dipped it in a bin and this made it so much better. I will say these are not the gloves that came with the kit. I just have these at home anyway, and I prefer using them. The color-coded bottles made it so easy to switch between the colors I needed. I will say we ended up adding paper towels underneath these grates eventually because you can see that the color was pooling on the tablecloth. The bucket was also so great to have. We were able to put all of the dye bottles in there and not have to worry about the dye just getting everywhere else. The dye also went way further than we thought. We made shirts for 2 families and didn't even dip into the second bottles of the colors. We then put them in individual Ziploc bags and left them overnight. I decided to leave the rubber bands on as I rinsed it out, and I started rinsing out the darker colors first just so that there was no bleed through. I let the water run on it until it ran clear, and then I started with the lighter colors, working my way all the way around. Then I started pulling the rubber bands off and washing it the rest of the way. The dye washed out really nicely, and even though I have a black sink, I do have white marble countertops, which was very dicey of me to have to wash this, but I was able to contain the spray and the color pretty well. I also lined everything around it with either older towels or paper towels, and it seemed to help out quite a bit. Water is running just about clear, so it's time to see how this turned out. So this is a size 4T for my son. And I love it. Look how rich the colors are. It still needs to go through the wash, but I am obsessed with how this turned out. So I definitely think tie-dyeing is now a thing we do, and I absolutely loved using this kit.